Can you have more than one soulmate in a single lifetime? Yes, I believe you can. Moving on to a new love doesn't make the last one any less real. And yes, that can include more than one romantic soulmate, because different soulmates may find us at different stages of our evolution. And then there's the twin flame. That is a completely different level of intensity, a connection that might be something else entirely, closer to a mirror than a match. So, if destiny isn't limited to just one person, what actually makes someone a soulmate in the first place? Hey there, it's Maya, and welcome to another episode of Begin Again Answers, a weekly series here on Begin Again with Maya. Each week, we take one of the questions that comes up on the spiritual path and go deep. No fluff, no vague spiritual buzzwords, just an honest conversation. I don't claim to have all the answers. What I'm sharing is simply my own perspective, shaped by the teachers who've guided me, the lessons I've learned, and my own experience walking this path. If something resonates with you, I'm grateful. If it doesn't, that's perfectly okay too. So, let's come back to where we began. Can we really have more than one soulmate? Perhaps to understand why, we should first understand who exactly a soulmate is. Because somewhere along the way, we began to equate the idea of a soulmate almost exclusively with romance. One great love, the one. The person we are supposed to find, fall in love with, and spend the rest of our lives with. It's a glorious idea, but I think it diminishes the true scale of what a soulmate represents. So, what do we actually mean when we define someone as a soulmate? In spiritual thought, they are often seen and understood as souls with whom we have shared significant experiences across lifetimes. Maybe our paths crossed long ago, perhaps as lovers, perhaps as family, perhaps as friends, perhaps as teachers or guides. Life turns the page and gives us new paths to play. Our roles may change from one lifetime to another, but that deep connection remains. And sometimes, when those souls meet again, there is a recognition that is very difficult to explain. You meet someone for the very first time, but somehow it feels like a reconnection, not a beginning. Like a familiar song you had forgotten the words to, suddenly humming softly in the room. There's an ease, a sense of recognition, and almost immediate knowing. They feel familiar for reasons unknown. A soulmate is not bound by romance. It is a tapestry woven from the threads of many loves, found in the quiet understanding of a friend, the tender shelter of a parent, the shared history of a sibling, the infinite devotion of a child, or the guiding light of a mentor. And often, timing reveals these sacred connections. They meet us at the bottom of the well, like the friend who finds us at our lowest. They mirror a future self we cannot yet see, like the teacher who sees our potential before we do. Their arrival never feels random. They find us at the exact moment we need them. Timing brings people into our lives, but it does not promise they will stay. Some walk the whole road with us, while others only share a single mile. And perhaps their value isn't measured by the time they shared with us. but by how they helped us grow. One connection might teach us love, another courage, another forgiveness, and yet another boundaries. Certain people come into your world to shake your spirit awake. No other bond sparks that deep kind of awakening quite like a twin flame. Earlier, I called it closer to a mirror than a match. And that's because a twin flame is often understood not simply as someone who loves us, but as someone who reflects us back to ourselves, sometimes in ways that can be deeply uncomfortable. People often confuse soulmates with twin flames, but they are not the same. Twin flames act like intense mirrors that bring hidden parts of ourselves to the surface very quickly. And perhaps that's why the connection can feel so overwhelming. There's much more to that conversation. So perhaps we'll save that one for another Begin Again Answers episode. For now, take a moment to reflect on everyone who has touched your journey far beyond just the romantic partners you have known. Perhaps one of those souls became your partner. Perhaps another became your closest friend. Perhaps one raised you. Perhaps you're raising one. And perhaps more are still waiting to cross your path. So, can you have more than one soulmate in one lifetime? Yes, I believe you can absolutely experience multiple deep, fated bonds in a lifetime. In fact, you almost certainly will. Perhaps the soulmate journey was never to find a single missing piece who completes us, but to meet the many mirrors that show us who we are. Perhaps it's time we stopped limiting the idea of a soulmate to romance, because our souls may have a much richer, larger love story than that. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and I genuinely enjoy hearing from you. And if you'd like to continue exploring these questions together every week, I'd love for you to subscribe. Next week on Begin Again Answers, we'll explore another question that invites us to reflect, grow, and begin again. Until then, be gentle with yourself and remember, it's never too late to begin again.